Okay, at 6 p.m., we'll bring this meeting of Village Council to order. We'd stand for the pledge, please. Michelle, would you call a roll, please?
Mike Fry and Josh Porter are absent.
Okay, thank you. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from the July 28th council meeting?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to pass the minutes?
Should we amend the roll call? Since Josh was here for a majority of the meeting.
Zach, if you notice down below, I put when he arrived. If you go,
Oh, okay, never mind.
okay.
Sorry, I missed that.
We good? Zach,
Yeah.
you okay? Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll motion.
Kathy, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The minutes approved. Kelsey Coleman is not here tonight.
Wait, I
Tonight,
have one thing.
pardon?
I have one thing for that.
Okay.
I know somebody was asking before about the free tire disposal event. There's going to be a free event on Saturday, October 18th, 9 to noon at the Delaware County Fairgrounds, if anybody's interested.
Thank you, Michelle. As council knows, we have been working with the Berkshire Township as well as Sunbury to establish a board to evaluate a joint recreational district for our area. Our two board members are here tonight, Hallie Watson and Todd Masaccio. And Todd and Hallie are here to give us a quick update, and we'll bring you up now. Thank you, guys.
In April, we have met 6 times. And, just as a new board getting up and running, we've had some administrative things to do, like, open bank accounts and find insurance. And also, while doing that, we've also been just trying to figure out, what our path forward is and, how we're going to go about trying to figure out what kind of recreational facilities are needed for this community. So we, talked to some people from the Y. We talked to a member of a similar board that was formed back in 2007. So, didn't result in the development of any recreational facilities. But in having those conversations, we, as a board, decided that what we were going to do is put out a request for qualifications to have a market analysis and needs assessment done of the people in the community, so that way, we know what the community needs and what they want, so we can go about trying to come up with a plan to meet those needs. We don't want to put a bunch of time into developing things that aren't really what people in this community are looking for. So I guess I'll turn it over to Todd now.
So the RFQ we put out in June, and in July we received word back from several qualified candidates. So now in August, we're kind of going through and scoring, doing due diligence to try to choose the best one for the community. So let's see, I can give you a couple of examples. So community needs assessment and market analysis. So we've got community needs assessment, evaluate existing community assets and competitors, and identify gaps in services. So that's just an example of one piece of what we're asking these companies to come back with. Assess local and regional market capacity, demand, and pricing sensitivity for a new community center. So that's another piece of it. So we've got a lot of prompts such as this. And we're hoping soon, we've got a meeting on Wednesday. We're hoping maybe we'll be able to move that forward on Wednesday. We're not sure what kind of funding we're looking at for it yet, so we're kind of evaluating that. So we may be coming back to the council with a request. But we're trying to be as frugal as possible with this. So, as Haley said, we're trying to make sure we know what the community wants, whether it's a senior center, whether people don't want a community center, you know, so we're trying to do the groundwork. And it seems like a lot of money sometimes to spend on these things before we kind of build anything or do anything. But we think that the foundation is very important so we can get it right. So, do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, Todd, if you wouldn't mind, so you're moving towards a survey. Do you have an idea of the timing when you'd like to, think that survey might be going out to the residents?
A lot of the quotes are, in a phased approach from these firms. We don't know exactly what the timing. I think the total timing of a market analysis and a survey process looks to be about 6 months, I think, before we can get everything done, get a report back. I think a lot of the firms, they want to do, several public feedback sessions, sending stuff out. So, yeah, I don't know the timing. We're hoping we'll get some more clarity on that this week. So we have a meeting tomorrow and then another meeting on Wednesday this week. So I feel like once we get this moving, it kind of feels like we've been doing a lot of the legwork. And if we can just get this started, it feels like that ball's going to start rolling and we're going to start moving. But like at first, it just seems like it takes so long to get moving. But we're kind of excited, yeah.
No, it is, and thank you guys for volunteering. Will any of these firms provide or help support like a website or a landing page to have that constant communication going out?
Yeah.
Is that part of it?
I don't know if you know more about that. That is something we want. We know we need that so we can get out. I think in the past, one of the things that's been needed is, the communication piece. I know you're familiar with that, but yeah, website, and just get the word out and what this could bring for the community, for everyone, for, all demographics and, all the things that it can bring for us. So, yeah, definitely.
Well, and if you need help, let me
Appreciate
know,
it.
so
Yeah, great.
I can help.
So Todd, when we talk about the joint recreational district, if I'm understanding correctly, the phase that we're in right now is we're going to kind of let the communities in the JRD kind of guide us as far as what we want, right? So if that's like a walkway interconnectivity, a rec center, youth sports fields, and then from there, conceptually, we're going to prioritize, or you as a committee are going to prioritize which direction we should go. And then from there, we're going to find funding resources and then kind of steer the ship.
Yes, that's pretty close, yeah.
Okay.
We're hoping to get back, even property, what we need for acreage from this upcoming thing. So just all, pricing, how you pay for it, ongoing costs. So we're trying to get an idea of all that stuff up front. Yeah, but you're right on with that, yeah.
Yeah, because it's really even difficult to try and figure out how, big a parcel of property we would need. So, if we just want to have a community center, that's vastly different than a community center with outdoor sports fields and the opportunity to grow and, other things.
Yeah, I know we need, we don't have a swimming pool, I think, in this community. So for years, people have said there's nowhere for the swim teams to practice. We need, it's a long way. I've always recognized a long way from here to somewhere you can swim. So a lot of those services that we're desperately missing, while I can say that, we want to get feedback and know, like, maybe people want a senior center, people want, cooking classes there and daycare where they work out and different things like that. So we've gone to several other community centers for tours and things, so we know. There's several new ones being built right now in New Albany and Upper Arlington and visited Reynoldsburg. So we've looked around, we kind of, know what we like, but so we'll pair that with what we get back from the hard data.
And I guess the other question is, do we have, conceptually, do you have an idea of, like, we're going to go for the quick hitters, right, to show return on investment. So if it is like trail interconnectivity, you talk between, the village and the city of Sunbury or the township to see how we do that and find funding, whether it be from the communities or grants. and then have a long-term kind of 30,000-foot view of this is where we want to be in 3 to 5 years? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the pathway? Like, is that the way you guys are thinking? Like, hey, we're going to start small, gain traction, have a long-term goal, start to network, you know, get in that circle and see how that
I
kind of
think
grows.
it really depends on what the assessment comes
Yep.
back as showing. I mean, if you know, what the community is indicating they want is pretty limited in
Sure.
short time frame, you know, I think that's different than, you know, what other direction we might get.
It has been brought up, a phased approach. You know, you can get things started, and people can see a benefit, and then you say, well, you know, phase 4 is sports fields or,
Yep.
you know, so yeah.
Because I think that you know, and I don't want to steal the mayor's thunder, but I feel like as a community, both in between Sunbury and Galena and the townships, right, we know that there's the necessity for this. Is the community is getting younger, right? We see that in Big Walnut schools are growing a ton every year. You know, youth athletic fields, you know, sports complexes, swimming pool would be great. How do we get there? How do we pay for it? What does it look like? That's in the back of their mind. And from where I'm at, those short-term missions that we can get done in a season does show ROI, and you guys are truly listening. But you're right, I think 100%. Like, it's going to be the feedback. If the community, you know, in the recreation district says that we want to rip the Band-Aid off and just go for a rec center or, you know, a community center right off the rip, then they kind of guide us where we're going, and then we'll figure out the rest from there. But I applaud you guys' effort for even taking on it. It's a Herculean feat. It really is.
It is, because we're growing, we need these services, just like everything the council deals with.
Yep.
You know, we don't have the money right now, but we have, you know, money coming in the horizon. It's just like, you know, the roads and it's everything. So, yeah, you're right on with that.
No doubt it's a big lift. The area growing like it is and pretty much exploding, you know, there's no doubt we need these kinds of services and facilities in the area. But I think ultimately this is going to go out to the voters for whatever the end result is, right? And that's kind of where you're headed, right? This will be a 6-month effort to kind of assess the needs of the community. That's collective between us and Berkshire and Sunbury. And then just validate for me at some point, I'm thinking November next year, this will be on the ballot for the residents to decide, correct? Or is that where you're?
We don't know
going?
that 100%. It's part of this fact finding that we're doing is how we would fund. You know, if that has obviously, you know, been brought up, and it's usually how these things are done. But it is part of this RFQ to kind of look at the financials and say, you know, how are you going to do that? Get the building, and then how are you going to run the building? You know, are you going to use membership fees to run the day-to-day, or are you going to have you know, somebody come in and do that for you? So I feel like we're just going to, it's going to be like a fire. We're going to start getting all this information, so it's kind of exciting. But I feel like we've been walking, and we're about ready to start running. So yeah.
I mean, it's an excellent partnership between us and our surrounding neighbors. I mean, there's no way we could do this on our own, and I don't think anyone could do it on their own, but coming together as 3 communities, it gives us the opportunity to be here. And as Jillian said, I thank you too for volunteering. You know, you really are at the tip of the spear of something that could be generational in our community. So thank you for doing that. Is there any other questions for Todd or Hallie? Thank you. Thanks for coming
Thank
out.
you guys for
Appreciate it
letting
very
us.
much.
Yeah, thank you.
Tom, you want to speak to the OWEA award?
Last week to receive an award from the State of Ohio Water Environment Association. This is the conference brochure right here. And we being Galena, received the OWEA award called the Facility Image Award. This award is intended to recognize OWEA members who have enhanced the image of our profession by improving the physical image of their workplace or through outreach programs to schools and the general public. And according to the state OWEA, we were the winning facility for that. The Village of Galena, little right up here, the Village of Galena has recently commissioned a new state-of-the-art wastewater treatment plant, which discharges to the Big Walnut Creek at the head of Hoover Reservoir. Village of Galena needed a new WWTP due to the aging condition of the existing facility. The new plant has also been able to achieve fantastic wastewater treatment as the effluent typically measures 0 BOD and 0 suspended solids, and it's aesthetically pleasing. The new plant's image was designed to represent and capture the community's historic character within a small footprint. The village's plant was constructed in record time and under budget using the design, build, delivery approach, and was designed to accommodate anticipated population growth in the area. Village of Galena's WWTP is truly worthy of the Facility Image Award as it presents a better image for our profession as viewed by the general public. So congratulations, council, on achieving your reward.
Congrats to Tom Marshall. Fantastic. You know, I'll make this statement, Mr. Marshall can't, pat himself on the back here, but, we've had a pretty doggone close inspection in the last year and a half by the Ohio EPA as they were looking to solidify their 208 facility planning areas, which I can report as of last, I think it's Wednesday or Thursday, everything has been signed off by the governor. The new FPAs are in place, and Galena was given favorable attention because of the work Mr. Marshall's done here. Not only do we have the most advanced plant potentially in the state, but we manage it quite well, and the EPA recognized us for that last week when everything got finalized. So thanks again, Tom. Appreciate it. Moving to public feedback, Mr. O'Neill.
Dave O'Neill, 241 Harrison Street, speaking on behalf of the Galena Historic Foundation. Many, many, many months ago, the mayor asked us to come up with a new historic plaque for the cemetery, like we did for the parks. And we did, and we submitted it. And forever, when I look online, it always says that our sign is waiting to begin the manufacturing process. And it's been like that for months and months and months. I didn't want you to think I had taken your money and run away. But 2 days ago, I checked again, and it said the order is being typeset. Yay! So one of these days, we'll get that plaque up, and we'll be good. So thank you again for your support.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it. Thanks for the update. Anybody else in public feedback? All right. Real quickly, I don't have a lot to share. There'll be a lot more to share in our next meeting, but just want to make, an update to council. We have a open hearing coming up on September 10th for Romanelli and Hughes. They have done a marvelous job working with the zoning team. That passed, the plan passed through zoning in our last meeting. And by statute, we have so many days to work the process with council. So I want to make sure that you understand, first thing, that the open hearing is your opportunity to ask questions and go deeper into the discussion directly with the Roman and Hughes team. And prior to that, sometime, probably tomorrow, you'll receive a package from our zoning inspector, Matt, with the information you need to get prepared for that, okay? The other thing I want to say, make sure you're aware of, is the process for going through a new development. Some of us have not been through that. So since zoning's approved, at the end of the open hearing, when we close the open hearing, we will have a vote of council to accept zoning's application, okay? That does not end the process. That really starts the process for council, right? So the next thing will be 3 readings of council and, 3 public readings. So just so you know, when we call a vote on the 10th, it's to really for council to accept the recommendation from zoning, and then you take the ball and carry the ball forward, all right? Any questions about that?
Well, do know that we've spent considerable time on this, of course. We've really looked in depth. We've really challenged Romanelli and Hughes, and they've come back and to our satisfaction. That's what we're bringing forward. So hopefully we'll get everyone's support.
Just for clarification, if we do start the process, would that also be the first reading?
That would be the first reading that evening. Yes, sir.
Just clarify.
Okay, that's all I have. Jillian?
The mayor and I, we are still in discussion with Harlem, just regarding the sewer partnership of, being able to help them protect their borders, us being able to help our general fund. So those are just still ongoing. Nothing really new has come about that. And then the only other thing that has been asked of me, if council's fine with it, is the Boy Scouts want to do their annual popcorn sale on the square. The dates that they would like to do that are September 21st to the 28th. I told them I don't see it being a problem, but I have council on Monday, so as long as everybody's okay with that, I'll just confirm with the Boy Scout troops.
Yeah, we absolutely let the Girl Scouts, because my granddaughter's up here constantly, so I totally support it.
Okay.
I've sold popcorn on the square before.
So no objections. All right, that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, moving to Mr. Marshall, administrative report. Tom, you got to turn your mic on, please.
Okay, thank you for all the help. I worked on the CIP and have completed it for 2026 to 2030. Of course, it's a working document, but shared that with the Finance Committee when we met the last time. Continuing policy and procedures. Digitization is a big thing we're doing right now. And some of that's preparing for the ordinance codification project that we're working on. All ordinances for the last 25 years have now been scanned and are electronically filed, which is cool. And this zoning diagnostic report has been completed and distributed. In terms of personnel, I've completed all the mid-year performance reviews. Got a great team. Really, really blessed to have this team that we have here at the village. Recommending COLA increases for staff. There's two people that I'm recommending increased responsibility for, Matt and Lauren. The personnel manual is complete. Been working on that for about a year and have completed the revision of that. It's much more streamlined, about half the size, and a lot more kind of typical of a personnel manual for a municipality. Currently, that's in legal review. Chip's looked at it once, and I believe he's looking at it again for a couple final things. We met with Anthem for health insurance. We've been talking about health insurance for quite a while here. It'd be really good if we could offer that to our employees, I believe. And so I've been working on that a lot. We have quotes. We met with the representative, and basically, it's up to you whether or not you want to offer that for the employees. We have a lot of numbers, a lot to go over. We can talk about that anytime you want, and feel free to call me or whatever. Traffic counts, we have a new street on our lists this month, Zora Street. We moved the meter on Harrison Street over to Zora Street, where we're seeing approximately 140 cars per day with an 85 percentile speed of 28. So not too bad over there. Harrison and Walnut, we're still seeing quite a few cars with high maximum speeds. Under safety, the bat removal project is completed. The bats are evacuated. But we still need to do some remediation upstairs. So we're waiting on the contractor to get back with us on a specific schedule for that. We'll probably have to clear the village hall out for a week or two during that restoration work. The exterior work we're trying to do out front with the steps and the ramp and all that is we found out we need a building permit for that, which means we need engineering plans for that. So we're in the process of doing all that. That's delaying that project by quite a bit. A couple other things, service projects, roads. The Harrison Street project is going well. We have selected a contractor, a design builder called McBee. McBee's a good, solid contractor, and we're going to get a lot for our money. We're finalizing that contract right now with McBee. So Harrison Street will be widened 1.5 1.5 feet. There'll be a foot of berm installed on either side of Harrison Street. So it's really going to be nice. It'll be widened to the west, and we can then seed that area nicely. It'll look really nice. Another thing we're doing is putting a curb in on the west side. That will really be awesome. It'll look really sharp. The stormwater will drain. We're putting in 2 catch basins for stormwater. It should look great along there. Really happy with the contractor. This contractor is planning on installing 2 inches of fill, which is more than the typical 1.5 inches you see. Also, the widening, along with the widening project, will be the concrete work with the gutter. To boot, we're getting Church Street and High Street out of this. So this is great for us. The design, build, delivery method really worked out, and we're looking forward to that project. The Decker Construction is on deck to install the speed tables at Miller Park and the southwest corner of Village Square. That will be done probably 3 to 5 days after the concrete work on the sidewalks on either side of those speed tables is completed, and that's scheduled to begin September 2nd. So these projects are coming along. Crack sealing, we got that completed. Road marking, road striping, you may remember that project. We're still kind of figuring out everything we want to stripe. That's a pretty big project, but it's going to happen this year. Village Square, Yard Masters is working on the landscaping project. Big B, install the sidewalk on the 2nd. T-Crete, install the speed table crosswalks on the 2nd. So we got the 4-way stop signs getting ready to go up and all that. Parks and Paths, unfortunately, oh wait, that's cemetery. Parks and Paths, we submitted our grant. We haven't heard back from that yet. We're working on our building permits for the pavilion right now, and we're going to be doing utility extensions out there soon. Cemetery, our grant application was denied. I was really bummed out about that, our 2026 grant application. So we did not get that this time around. Buildings and grounds, let's see if anything's in there. Looking to complete the electric and concrete work this year. We got 2 cemeteries in there. Okay, wastewater, we talked about that. Plants running well. There's a bunch of maintenance stuff there you can look at. Nothing earth-shattering. And then engineering, of course, Miller Farms is going strong right now. Arrowhead, we've been doing preliminary engineering on. And we're in the middle of a sewer capacity fee and wastewater rate study right now. KM's conducting that. So we're also working on the CCTV project. So that's all I have.
On the pavilion, Miller Park, how much do you expect to get done this year?
Miller Park, what I expect to get done this year.
Pavilion-wise.
What wise?
Pavilion.
Pavilion. I expect the pavilion phase 1 to be up and functional this year. Now, what that'll look like is a gravel floor, no concrete yet, no electricity yet, just pavilion, but it'll look like the old train station. The roof lines, the dimensions, everything, the materials is all going to replicate the original train station, which was very close to where the pavilion is going to be. On top of that, we plan on having utilities extended into Miller Park this year. What that looks like is a sewer line running to the new pavilion, but not hooked up to anything yet. Bathrooms, we plan on putting in phase 2 next year, or whenever council authorizes. So we'll have the sewer line running there, but not hooked up. There'll be a water line running to the pavilion as well, and not hooked up, but we are going to extend that water line and put in a drinking fountain. There'll also be some site work done there, some grading and some seeding and some gravel work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my expectation for the end of this year. And then next year we'll get to work. We'll see if we get our ODNR grant. That will kind of, change the way we approach things. But after we hear back from that, then we can get ready for next year.
And on the maintenance garage, because I've been asking, but I now see there are garage doors.
I know.
How much do you expect to get done this year?
Well, on the Kathy Krupa maintenance building, that'd be
I'm the inspector.
yeah. She's got naming rights. Okay, I don't know. You probably didn't see this, but we did some grading between the new building and the old building, and I think that's really going to work. So that's done.
Mm-hmm.
The doors are on, like you said. The framing's all done. What we'd like to finish this year, and the fiscal officer and I were talking about this morning. We'd like to complete the electrical in that building. We'd like to get a new electric service. Originally, we were planning on coming out of the old blue building and running some circuits, but we decided, hey, it's a new building. We're just going to have a new service and do it right. We got quotes back. We're getting quotes back for that. And also, we'd like to do concrete inside.
This year?
Yes,
Concrete?
at least a portion of it this year. And we think we have the budget to do that, and Michelle's figured out a way to make that happen. So that's what I expect to have done on the maintenance building for this year.
What about the contract as far as moving into this building? Will it be done this year, next year?
Well,
I mean, moving completely in here and
yeah, good
out of
question.
the other.
So the plan is, the Underwoods have been advised that we will not be renewing our lease at the end of the year. So we have until the end of the year. We've also notified the Underwoods that if they find a tenant that wants to move in early, that we could accommodate that to some degree. So we plan on being completely out of the Underwood facility by the end of the year, but we think we can accelerate that by at least a couple months. Logan's got an office here in this building. We really just need a place to store the stuff.
But we're in contract through 12/31 at the other one.
Yes.
Mhm. Okay.
Yes. So we should start realizing some savings on that soon.
Thank you, Tom.
Yes,
A
sir.
lot on Tom's plate. Getting a lot done. We thank you for that. I should mention the whole Harrison Street project. We're getting so much value out of that grant money that really is because of Tom's certifications, his expertise, his ability to be essentially the general contractor for the village. So without that, we saw another bid, which would have been just Harrison Street, no gutters, right? Just the repave. So, it's amazing what we're getting out of that grant. So thank you for that, Tom. Okay, Michelle, fiscal officer report.
I'm just going to be short and sweet. We're starting to work on budgeting. Finance committee met in August. We'll be meeting again in September. And just a reminder, our next meeting is September 22nd.
Thank you, Michelle. Okay, finance team, did you review the invoices for August, the payments?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Everything in order?
Yes.
We have a motion to approve invoices for August.
I'll
So,
motion.
you can do it.
I'll motion.
I'll second.
All in favor of payment of invoices for August, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And financial statements, finance team, how are we doing?
Good.
We all
Yep.
square? Okay.
All good. I'll motion to pass those.
I'll second.
All right, motions are in to approve financial statements. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Zoning officer report is in front of you for your reading pleasure. We have 3 resolutions to read, all second readings, so they'll just be read tonight. No votes tonight on that.
Yes.
Oh, you just had Michelle do the report. Did you have some questions for Michelle? Sure, we'll go back, Michelle, going to go back to your report.
Can you turn on your mic, please?
Yes, insurance deductible under property insurance, what was that relating to?
Was it the 2,500?
2,500.
That has to do with the deductible we had to pay for.
Something we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, we got the status on the maintenance garage. I was concerned when I looked at other professional tech and other engineering. It's showing that we've paid out $39,663 with only $337 left for the rest of the year.
Which page are you on?
6 of 9. And it's under other professional tech services. It shows this month 15,858, which about takes us down to the end of the amount.
Yeah, we have had a lot of additional engineering. Tom has had KEM do some items that originally weren't. So we'll probably, I mean, there's still in that fund, there's still money that can be used because we didn't use everything for the economic development.
So you're saying take it from another line item?
Yeah,
If we need
yeah,
to?
for now.
Okay.
Then we'll probably have to reevaluate in a couple months to see where we're at.
Yeah. And then, and this is more for the budget, but if I don't say it, I'll forget. So on the budget, with Journey Church not being here, no, I mean Journey Church, let me rephrase that. The Easter activities we do along with Journey Church. And without Journey Church being, and we budget 500, and we'll talk about this in finance, but I'd like to see us give those funds to Big Walnut Civic Association, who also holds the Easter egg hunt that we get thousands of kids for. We can talk about that more in the finance. I don't see with Journey not being here, why would we do 2 Easter egg hunts? Of course, they did 90% of the work too, so. So between the three of us, let's just remember to talk about
I'll
that.
just say that
Okay.
the pastor of Grace Church has come to me and said, just so you have it for consideration, that they would fill in any gaps that Journey Church cannot fill in, so.
These
that's an
shoes
option.
are huge.
No, I know. They
So,
absolutely are.
but we can talk about that in finance. Between all of us, we'll remember now. Okay.
Is that it, Kathy?
That is it.
Okay. All right, readings. Resolution number 2025-40, second reading emergency, a resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor and declaring an emergency. This is second reading, so we will not take a vote on that tonight. Resolution number 2025-41, second reading, a resolution transferring funds in the amount of $50,137 from salary mayor 1000-710-161 to other parks 1000-320-600. Resolution number 2025-42, second reading, a resolution authorizing an application for Preservation Parks Community Park and Trail Grant, and if successful, authorizing acceptance of the grant subject to the grant conditions. Any questions about any of those readings? Okay, we are now going to move to executive session. Counselor, if you could state our reason for executive session, please.
Sure, we should have a motion to move into executive session under revised code section 121.22 G3, conference with an attorney regarding pending or threatened litigation.
All right, do we have a motion to go to executive session?
All motion?
Second.
Kathy, second.
Jillian first, Kathy second.
Counselor, is this a voice vote or a roll call? So, Michelle?
Zach,
Yes.
Jillian,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Pete.
Yes.
All right, it's 6:38. We're moving to executive session. If we could clear the room, thank you.